AEW Collision in Australia may have hit a grand slam in the opening quarter. They started in the 1 million club, but unfortunately for them, 2 hours later, they'd lost over 700,000 viewers. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling AEW Grand Slam Collision. It gave AEW Collision its best rating of the year, but we know that it's a flawed rating. It's not really a truthful rating because they had a big lead-in from an NBA All-Stars game, and you can see here the effect that had on the opening quarter. So opening quarter benefited massively from the NBA game, and as soon as people realised the NBA was over and AEW was on, we've seen a massive decline in the ratings from quarter to quarter to quarter. Every single quarter went down. There was no gain, there was no positives, it was just simply one direction, down under. So not good for AEW Collision. Sometimes you see they might have the odd spike in one quarter, or they might have a key demo that went back up, something like that. I mean, that wasn't the case this week. Every single quarter got worse for Collision in both viewership and in key demo. It just went down and down and down. For the whole show, it just got lower and lower and lower. So let's get into it. 10:52 to 11 p.m. This was quarter one, 8 minutes. So obviously they benefited. 8 minutes, smaller quarter, less time for people to tune out essentially. So a 1.026 million in viewership, and in the key demo it did a 512,000. So look, that was a good opening start, but again, it's not really a true reflection of Collision. That's more of a reflection of the NBA All-Stars game. We're going to quarter two. We get the continuation of the tag team match. Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita taking on Ospreay and Omega. It went down 35% in viewership to 669,000, and down 27% in key demo to 372,000. So a massive loss there. Huge loss. Over 350,000 gone from quarter one to quarter two. We then go into quarter three. Mercedes Moné versus Harley Cameron. This lost 15% in viewership, and it lost 12% in key demo. Again, viewership there down 102,000. Not good at all. Quarter four, we get the continuation of that match. We got post-match with some Japanese chick. Then we got Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay backstage. Another 7% down to 525,000 views, and 13% down in the key demo at 284,000. Quarter five, top of the hour. Normally this is when you get a bonus. Normally this is when you get a little spike, a little increase. Well, not this week. Quarter five, 11:45 to 12 a.m. Adam Copeland and Jay White taking on Claudio and Jon Moxley. 14% down in viewership to 453,000, and another 10% lost in the key demo to 255,000. Just how low can you go? The answer to that question is very low. And evidently here, you're just seeing it's getting lower and lower. It's going down. Pretty sad. These numbers are scary. Quarter six, 12 o'clock to 12:15, post-match with the Death Riders. We've got Okada and then Buddy Matthews continuing, or beginning even, sorry. Again, another 7% lost here, 421,000. And in the key demo, went down 4%, 246,000. Again, just another big loss there for AEW. We're going to go to quarter seven up next, 12:15 to 12:30 a.m. Okada versus Buddy Matthews continues. Another 5% loss here to 401,000. 7% loss in the key demo. Jesus Christ, these numbers hurt. These numbers hurt to talk about. They're so bad. Honestly, this might be one. I think this is the worst quarter show I've ever seen in terms of the numbers. I just don't think I've ever seen this much red before. They've been slaughtered. Absolutely slaughtered. Okada, Buddy Matthews, not really bringing in nothing there. We then go into quarter 8, 12:30 to 12:45. Mariah May versus Toni Storm. Another 12% lost in viewership. 21% now lost in the key demo. We're down at 351,000 in viewership, and we're down to 182k in the key demo. Again, just a question of how low can you go? Answer to that, very, very low. And then finally, we have the ending. It's not, I guess it's the overrun. It's 12:45 to 12:56, 11 minutes. Mariah May versus Toni Storm continues. We got the post-match with Toni Storm getting the victory, celebrating with the title in her home country, Australia. Keep in mind, this is nothing. This is not a reflection of the Australians and how they feel, because this is the domestic viewership for Collision. But, you know, people just were not tuning in. Now, to be fair, this show was airing 3 hours after its usual time slot. So, instead of this show starting at 8, I believe it was starting at 11. So, by the time we get to quarter 8, you know, you are heading to like 1 a.m. in the morning. And, I don't know, maybe people in America aren't willing to sit and watch that, but keep in mind, in the UK, wrestling shows don't start till 1. So in America, people are tapping out. But in the UK, when it comes to like pay-per-views, when it comes to Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, we don't get the show. The show doesn't begin until 1 a.m. and we have to sit up and watch this shite. So, you know, that shows you how committed we are. We're hardcore, for God's sake. Anyway, Mariah May, Toni Storm finishes with minus 16 in viewership, minus 24 in the key demo. 294,000 is the viewership number. 149,000 the key demo final number ended up being. So, yeah, you just look at them, incredibly sad. Awful ratings. Again, though, if you factor in it's a preempted show, it's not in its usual time slot. It did happen 3 hours later, and is beneficial as the NBA basketball was to the opening quarter. I think being pushed 3 hours later into the night drastically hurt the rest of the show. So, honestly, this week, I don't think I would pay too much attention to this number. You can't give them any credit for the opening 1 million plus, but at the same time, I think it would be harsh to bash AEW Collision too much on the massive drop-off, because, like I said, the show was 3 hours later, and, I mean, maybe people just do not want to watch wrestling at that time in America, especially bad wrestling. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. Overall, the number looked alright on paper, but when you look at the numbers, the breakdowns, the quarters for Collision, holy shit. This was awful. Anyway, guys, that's it. Catch you in the next one. Been Fog Wrestling. Thanks for watching, and peace.